Yeah, in the work that we're doing with Adam, we're building out a framework for negotiations and relationships, and there's 4 levels of negotiations that we're defining. The first one, the absolute most ground level one, is forceful negotiation, which is basically just an ultimatum. Hey, this or this. This is what you're talking about. Then from there, we take a step up, where it's leverage based, where you say, hey, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. This is classical transactionality. You go a step up, you're dealing with manipulative. This is more insinuation, implication, not necessarily manipulative in a bad way, but somebody you don't trust. It is the absence of trust, trying to get something out of somebody you want. That is definitive.
Concealing parts of the transaction, for example.
Being kind of a little shady. And then the apex is what we're defining as persuasive negotiation, where you're actually playing with all your cards on the table. And that's that open transactionality of, hey, let's make this a win-win-win. Win for you, win for me, win for the relationship. Unfortunately, for people who don't understand their own value, I don't think they can play that ladder properly. Do you think that's accurate?
I think it's a really fascinating scheme that you guys are extrapolating over there. I talk about that in the book, not the framework. The framework is really interesting, but that all relationships pass through 3 distinct phases: attraction, negotiation, and maintenance. Whether that happens in a single evening or for the rest of one's life. I think that negotiation is the hardest one to sell people on some level, ironically. Like, people understand attraction, they understand maintenance, relationships take work, but they don't consciously experience themselves as negotiating in their relationships. And I think that's because the vast majority of negotiation in relationships occurs non-verbally, it occurs behaviorally, and it occurs tacitly. So that's the one thing that I would add to your potential framework, because except for manipulation, it seems like the other 3 are very explicit. And I do think the vast majority of negotiation occurs in relationships implicitly.